All right, looks like we're good. And
yes.
things should be good here. Anyway, we're doing Zombies Ate by Neighbors. I think this is the last run or is there anything after?
This is the final run of the marathon, but
Sweet.
I would like to draw your attention to the upcoming milestones in about, I would say,
there it is.
5 seconds.
A bonus run.
Yeah.
Mystery bonus, because we're actually ahead of schedule. Would you believe it? And we're not saying what it is, okay? It's probably something you wouldn't expect, but there will be a mystery bonus run by the NoReset crew if we reach 3250 by the end of this run.
All right, well, we have a way to go, and we have about 49 levels to do, so.
There you go. And also just a fresh reminder before you get going that we still have the raffle for the Invictus cartridge, which also has now an added SNES console added to the raffle. If you win the cartridge, you win the console.
Awesome. All right.
That's sick.
Amazing.
Because we reached the initial goal of 2,500.
Oh, nice.
All
and
right.
anyone who donates $25 or more enters the raffle. Now, like I said earlier, if you donate 50, you get one chance. But if you donate 2 times 25, 3 times 25, 4 times 25, that's one chance each and every single time. So you could, in the process, get a chance at winning a pretty sweet cartridge that is one of a kind. It's actually, there's the NoReset logo in the name of the event on the label that was custom made. And also, there in the ROM hack itself, when you boot it up, it says Dreamhack Dallas 2019.
Sick.
So it is a truly one of a kind item. And you could also, you know, win a sweet console and take us past the 3250 donation mark, which will force us to do the one and only bonus run, that we will have had at NoReset since we started. So,
all right.
you know, that would be a pretty cool thing to pretty cool standard to set. I can't even talk at this point. It's been a long weekend,
All
but
right.
I wouldn't have it any other way. So, without further ado, it's all yours. I'm ready to start the timer on your mark.
Sounds good. Before we begin, I want to say 3 things. One, I'm Ecdycis. Love horror games, so Zombies Ate by Neighbors is right up my alley. With me, I have my couch. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Starwind. You probably see me 8 times this weekend.
You've been on a lot of couches, yeah.
I'm Ms. Moonshine.
Hi, I'm the level best. You probably saw me yesterday.
All right. And the other 2 things are, one, what character do we want? Zeke or Julie?
That should have been a
gotta
big
be
one.
Julie.
It should have been one.
Go
but-
crazy.
lady.
Just go ham.
Just go ham?
Go ham. And we
All right, I'll close my eyes. Won't go for one.
And now.
Stop.
Zeke,
Okay.
wow. And let's just say if we hit $2,900 raise, I'll play the rest of the run in 3D glasses.
All right.
I'll ruin my eyes, but sure, let's go for it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go.
There we go.
All right, so we got Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I love this game. A lot of people in their childhoods remember this game, especially how hard this game is. The game really does live up to the title, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and we're going to do that right now. So we're playing as Zeke. The character difference doesn't matter. Just one of them's Radical, while the other one's Julie. Most people like Julie. Also, I did not get the blind skeleton key yet, but there's some RNG that come later. Anyway, you might be wondering, why in the world am I killing every single neighbor in the game? So it's going to help me out later by making it much faster. In order to beat every level in the game, you need to save all the living neighbors in the arena. There's always 10. However, the progress through levels will carry over to the next one. Meaning, if I kill a neighbor, I don't get that neighbor back until certain requirements are met. Also, good luck zombie here. Sometimes this guy spawns, sometimes he doesn't. Also, F for the dog. That's always disappointing.
Rib Dogo.
People are always sad when the dog dies. But now, cheerleaders are dead, and that was level 1.
Is this John Wick?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And now we're going to be going on a rampage in the next 48 levels. You'll see there's a little count here at the end of every level. I saved 2 neighbors, and the next level I'll be killing 1 more and only having 1 neighbor. Now, I mentioned we're doing this for a reason. The reason being, it's much faster to only have to save 1 neighbor. So if I kill this guy, I then use the rocket here, break the wall, and then I can pick up the guy in the pool. He almost never dies, so it's better just to save him. And now the doorway shows up, the exit level.
So now, from now on, for the rest of the run, he just has to get 1 neighbor. But if that 1 neighbor dies, it ruins everything. The neighbor count actually goes back to what it's supposed to be.
Oh my God.
And that would be 0. And if you get 0 neighbors, it's immediate game over. It doesn't matter how many lives you have, it's a game over. So it becomes incredibly risky. But we should have a good shot here as well. I have a special tool that help me out that can give me some saves that certain levels are pretty cruel. Let's hope we don't get that. Anyway, you'll notice the major effect in this level right here, because normally I have to save a bunch of neighbors. However, we save 1 neighbor, and it's already done.
Yeah,
We're going to be flying through a lot of these levels. However, every 4 levels or so, you get a mini boss section. So we're going to hit our first one, and it is, I want to say, the Day of the Chainsaw. Oh, no, Chainsaw Hedge Maze Mayhem. They're all just movie titles, like B-movie titles, and they're great to me. My favorite's level 12. It's honestly one of the best ones. I'm grabbing some extra items as well that are going to help me out through the run. And let me talk about rocket launchers really quick. Rocket launchers in this game blow up walls, doors. They're incredibly impactful. As well, they have a back blast, which they'll knock you back. And I go against walls to prevent that back blast, and it's very nice. As well, you have Burger Man. He's grilling burgers, and we're out of the level once again.
This is pretty much the whole run.
It's going to be a lot of this. It's very fast-paced, very arcadey.
There are some levels that are longer than most, but...
Correct. And another thing to mention as well, throughout the entire game, I'm paying attention to a variety of factors. Survivor count, point count, a lot of these things will come into handy later, and I need to be very careful. A lot of the games will be based on endgame scaling. As well, you may notice I'm searching things like trash cans. The reason why is because with RNG, you can find certain items. Like tomatoes there, they're useless, but sometimes you can get really good items like shoes or skeleton keys, which I'll talk about more once we get them. I've hit one set of shoes already. We don't really use them in most levels. We're saving them for certain levels because it'll be making me move much faster. It's about ×2 speed. Pyramid of Fear is the major difference of the game. A lot of people who run this game do one of two methods. There's my method where you just go for it, which you do in marathons. The other method, though, is going to use RNG manipulation, which requires you to get a special key. If you get that key, you get a level 8's a lot easier. However, I know this is a marathon, and you almost never get it, so I'm grabbing the backup strat. And it does not look like I'm getting anything. We have one more level for searching, but we'll see if level 8 is going to be hell.
Those little treasure chest things you picked up are one of the stronger items in the game. They are really useful against the big baby that we'll be fighting pretty soon.
If I remember correctly, they're kind of like the Bible in Castlevania, right?
Pretty much. It's the Pandora's boxes, and it's weird because they only really work against the giant baby. Plates, which are useless. Really not. People think plates are really good. They are absolutely terrible.
See, while you can get nothing by opening these things, you can get an item, but you can also get a jump scare. And you actually take damage from that. A big purple spooky monster will spook you, and you'll take damage.
Nothing I want to mention right now is you notice I'm gearing up my inventory on certain spots because I want to make sure that I'm all set up for the next level. Inventory management is very important because in many levels you can start immediately on certain actions. Anyway, time for the worst level in the game. Well, one of the worst levels in the game. Titanic Toddler. 40 feet of terror in Titanic Toddler. This is the level I'm most worried about. If I die here, I'm going to be embarrassed. You know, I'll donate $10 if I die here. This is going to be very unfortunate. It's a hard level. And this is the one I was most worried about, actually. Okay, I didn't get anything, so he's actually cooperating. Pandora's box is just defeat the child, because I mean, if you open a box of terrors on a baby, I'm pretty sure they don't win that. I'm pretty sure you can beat a baby in most fights. We use caffeine and literal underworld demons, but it tends to work. And now he's just going crazy. We do not want him going too crazy. Pandora's box should hit him as much as possible. Oh my god, good fight. Thank God.
Great fight.
Yep.
Good.
That's a huge run killer.
Yeah, I was worried about that because as well, if he steps on you, it's a mini stun, and you do not want that. Now, normally you would get a skeleton key there because if you notice, he dropped one and he gave me an extra neighbor. If you get the skeleton key, you don't need to fight the baby. You don't need to get any supplies to fight the baby. And then in this level, you don't need to save. You don't have to kill one of the neighbors. Because now I have two neighbors again, and one of them needs to die, and I do not want him alive. As well, I'm going to do this to give me an extra health kit. A lot of people don't know there's special items around, but if you know they're there, they're very helpful for you. As well, here we go.
Can we change the name of this game to like Ecdycis strategically eliminates your friends? Because
It's accurate. And now he's dead. He just got goo in his head, and then it just murders him. If you take them off screen while they're being attacked, they just die.
I like that word better. Strategically murders your friends.
It's accurate. Friends, neighbors, sorry. They're all neighbors in this game. My favorite neighbor is the F- teacher who was only worth like 10 points.
But he's giving you an F-. He better be 10 points.
Right? And this level's weird because we get introduced to the Chucky dolls. They're probably one of my least favorite enemies in the game that are like basic enemies. The reason why is they're very, very quick.
Yeah.
This is the risky, quote-unquote risky strat. It used to be harder, but now all you have to do is this. Where you blow it up, and then you get ready for the next level. Guys, hardest level in the game coming up right now. I don't know if I'm going to make it. It's going to be extremely tough.
I don't believe you.
You don't?
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you either. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
I know what this is.
Yeah, I know what it is too.
Guys, I don't know if we can do this one.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sir, that was the best thing
no,
I've seen at this event.
The entire
Oh
level,
my
just
goodness.
it's left, go left.
Oh my god.
And I love levels like that because some levels are supposed to be much harder. Oh, weeds are everywhere. You're gonna take damage. You don't have the weed whacker. But if you don't need one, if you only need one neighbor, it doesn't matter. Also, best level in the game. Mars needs cheerleaders.
We're going to be dealing with aliens now, and aliens are annoying. they have a little ray gun that if they hit you with it, it traps you in a bubble for a second.
Anyone remember that TV show Butt Ugly Martians?
Yes. But I think there's actually
Oh my goodness, the cartoon?
Yes, sir.
Yo, dude, I haven't thought about that in forever.
And now we've cursed the audience. And there we go.
That whole show is a cursed image.
By the way, that level was extremely good because I didn't get hit once by the aliens. Normally they're very rough. You get hit even once, you get stunned. The polar bears can knock you back. The giant UFO can just body block your vision, which is terrible. And the chopping ball is going to be an interesting one.
Sounds like more of those chainsaw guys in a mall.
And shooting the blue cans here will blow up the wall, which is good as well. I'm going to wait to be behind the... Oh, I missed. Behind the Chuckies in order to do that. Now, the reason why I hate this level is because this guy is late, and he can actually kill the neighbor right there. If this neighbor dies again, it's game over. But I need to grab a blue potion for later. Level 18 is going to require it, because that level is not going to be fun. A lot of my item planning is to make bad levels better, because some of them are just really bad. This level is really easy.
Just like you picked up the clowns for later.
I've not picked those up yet. We're getting them. Oh, I did. You're right. You're right.
You picked
I'm
up the
blind.
clowns.
I'm stupid. I forgot the clowns. But keep those in mind. Clowns are important. And this level's really chill. It's just move.
Yeah. It doesn't look very chill.
It's go down left every time.
There's spooky bones everywhere.
It's a chill level. It's very nice.
It looks pretty cold in there.
Look at the bones.
As well, like I mentioned, I'm moving my inventory for the next level because I got out a rocket launcher. So I'm immediately going to fire to the right side to open up the end part, but I'm also going to be getting a special key. For those guys who, I guess, play this game as a child, thank me later, you're going to get about to find out that there's actually a secret skull key. Now, that's important because skull keys eliminate boss fights and can get you very powerful weapons. We're going to be getting one that's unique to the SNES, which is going to massively help out for the final boss and mid-game boss. Like I mentioned, there's about 49 levels in the game. 48 and 36 are the major bosses of the game, who is... I haven't even talked about the story of the game, right? Now we've kind of been murdering our friends and family and running around with 3D glasses, right?
Yeah.
So, story of the game, all your neighbors are dying because some guy named Dr. Tongue is sending zombies at people. I always have a lot of questions with this game, because why is the main villain called Dr. Tongue and you're playing as children? But
Dr. Tongue?
yeah, Dr. Tongue.
Well, we know where all the parents went.
Oh, no. So Ants is a level that I honestly love. It's one of my favorite levels to play and learn how to play the game for most people. Like, you're learning how to play this game, Ants is the one to do so. You learn how to move with the speed shoes, which are first actual use, because you can see how fast I'm running. You only get so many of these, so you don't want to use it too much. It's kind of poor movement, not the end of the world. And it's just a good way to practice what you're doing. As well, I'm getting my inventory ready. The blue potion is going to be a ghost potion, which will help us out later. Some people call it the Jesus potion, which you'll see why in a moment. It's going to help out against the Squidmen. I always forget the name. I always call them the Loch Ness Monster, but it wouldn't make sense for a bunch of Loch Ness monsters to be running around in water, because they'd be massive, wouldn't they?
Right, yeah.
Like, they'd be big. But they're Squidmen. It's like the creature of the Black Lagoon. All the
I'm about to say, is that,
yeah.
That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah. If I call him, like, the Loch Ness Monster, and he's clearly... Also, there's the teacher, and fast level.
Oh, I got enough minus 10 points.
I love this game, but I'll be honest, I've never made it this far. I think the furthest I ever got was Mars Needs Our Cheerleaders or something like that.
The level most of it stuck on is level 20. As well, I'm immediately losing that potion. He just chugs it. I do that quite a lot.
That does not look like a squid.
It's like the creature of the Black Lagoon. They're called Squidmen, because it's like Curse of the... I think it's Revenge of the Squidmen or something. Like, the level calls it that. They have all very weird names. Like, we hit the Snakeoids level later, which is an obvious reference to the movie Tremors, and a lot of the monsters in this game have movie references to some degree. And it's usually cult classic horror films or B-horror films. And what's level 19 again? I don't actually remember.
Hey,
Oh, right, I remember now. Nightmare on Terror Street.
Does that work in real life? Like, if you're blue, can you walk on water?
Well, I mean, you could try it, but I don't know how well it'll work. So this level is a fun one because it's another speed shoes level. And let's see, do I get the perfect line? I do. Very nice. We're getting more speed shoes, and the problem with this level and why you use speed shoes is if you're slow, it's an immediate game over. The gimmick of this level is that you get introduced to the Wolfman. Also, Burger Man is just chilling. I love how most of the monsters in the game are Burger Man. They're just grilling burgers in the middle of an apocalypse. I mean, I wish I had that dedication to my job. Just
let them do them.
Man's gotta eat.
They're
gotta eat.
They're hungry.
Hey, tell me when I have time for a donation.
Let me do one quick thing you should. So, Invasion of the Snakeoids is a level that most people get stuck on. You have to murder the Snakeoids. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to trigger them to go above me, and then I'm going to fire rockets into them from the lower side. The way this works is the rocket launcher does tons of damage as it goes through their bodies. And I guess if anyone was having a rocket consistently tick inside their body, they would die. And that's why it works against the snakeoids. Anyway, right now we're going to be looting the dirt piles, so feel free to go for the donation.
All right, I've got a few actually. I've got M. Coulter, who just ran a Link to the Past that gave $20 and says, "Thanks so much for letting me show off a Link to the Past." Backman 84 gave $1 and says, "Good luck, Ecdycis. I hope every bus don't beat you."
Thank you.
PM Gap gave $25 and says, "Let's get that secret NoReset run. These guys never get to run because they're so busy."
Very nice.
And Charlie's 74M gave $25 too. Shout out to everyone that did the speedrun and much love to the level best.
All right. Thank you all so much for the donations, guys. You're getting pretty close. I said 2,000 or 3,000 for 3 classes. Because these will mess up my eyes. Just saying. This level's chill. You just go up. It's another alien level, which, not going to lie, big shout out to the aliens. They're the most annoying enemy in the game because this, but they have the coolest song in the entire game. Like, I just love this. It's the classic. Also, you can kill the big UFO by using sodas. I guess they're, I don't, oh, that was risky.
Very spooky.
Very spooky. I'm going to do this really quick. You might notice me push that every now and again. I have a little device that does little quick saves, which I want that for this game because it gets very brutal.
This is a very not marathon safe run.
Right. I'm actually bringing this to like any marathon I ever go to for anyone who runs this game because there's like just certain parts of the game that you can get absolutely shafted on, which is bad. So we're probably going to get introduced to the titular Dr. Tongue, and he's just an old guy who's obsessed with tongues, which it's weird since you're playing as like a 10-year-old boy. Here's Tonguenstein.
That would be weird no matter how old you are.
Yeah, but like I mentioned as well, the skull key I grabbed earlier doesn't help me. There is the flamethrower, which you'll see it here. Also, okay, good job. I took the right line. Don't hit me, Frank. Do not kill me. Do not kill me. Do not. Ah, we're good. I don't have so many lives, so I want to make sure I don't die here. And next level is probably the riskiest in the game. I've mentioned there's some risky parts, but the next one I think is absolutely like the most marathon risky one because there's going to be a goo monster who just decides he doesn't want an explorer to live. A cool thing about all the neighbors too is they're usually thematic to the level, and the reason why that is because in every level, like I mentioned, there's the 10 neighbors, and they're assigned number values. So you have like a root neighbor, neighbor number 1, who's always going to be in the place. Also, let's do this. Sweet. I'm taking the rockets, by the way. I want to play it safe. And let's get the fire extinguisher out. Ants, get out of the way. Thank you. There's a Squidman, and let's pray. Come on. Do not. Do not. Oh, my God. He's... Thank you. That's the guy I worry about, the big slime, the blob. He can just charge into the Explorer, and it's really bad.
You gotta watch out for Flubber.
He is very deadly. And now we're going to be hitting the level 30 levels, and those are probably where the game starts amping up the difficulty. Most people have trouble with level 20 onward, but 30 onward's much worse. Then the last like 5 are probably the most dangerous in the game. It just obviously scales the game, but it's really intense when you get into it. There's obviously some levels that we can abuse. Also, this level I hate because you need to go left immediately after going to that door. If you do not, the cheerleader will die instantly. Enemies only count as deaths if they are on the screen. So a neighbor will die and enemies will spawn if that neighbor is visible. However, cheerleaders aren't visible if they're jumping. They just don't count. So if you're lucky, it's good, but you have to be very careful in a lot of these levels. Luca's shopping is terrible, and you can guess why. Something take a while to guess once you see it. I mentioned earlier level 8, if anyone remembers that one.
I love this music.
There he is. He's the reason why I don't want children anymore.
I think this is my favorite song in the game.
It's a good one. So as well, I get another blue potion here. I have extra rockets, which ants, no. There we go. Get out of the way. Oh, God. Ah. I hate the, oh my God, there's more. All right, mower out. We're doing good. I hate the ants so much. They're bad.
Do you recall at TwitchCon when I played this song for you while we waited for Bach to run?
Yeah. It's a real gem, man. And again, we have Burger Man. And on this level is going to be another one of those levels that becomes extremely trivial. There's nothing that happens in it because there's no neighbors to save. There's only one. And don't be wrong, the game knows what you're doing sometimes, and on boss levels, they won't let you get away with only having the one neighbor. You have to go all the way and save the neighbor as it's intended. And that's what the skull key mechanic is for.
How many times harder would you say the 100% run is? In
Oh,
comparison?
way more.
It's way long. Too.
If a single neighbor dies in 100%, you lose. And you must do every bonus
Yeah.
level, meaning you have to do all the requirements and know where to grab the bonus things. And the RNG in that one's even worse than it is in this one. Because there is RNG in this. I don't really worry about it for my run because, one, I like RNG gauntlets. A lot of the games I play have that. And then, two, it just, I'm not going for manipulation in this because there's no point during a marathon, and I like getting attempts out more so than resetting on the first 10 seconds every run. Level amount 29, Screaming Horror on 28, Mark of the Vampire. So this level is really good. I think you guys will very much enjoy this one. We're doing another speed shoes grab. I do it about here because there's going to be spikes on the ground. I don't want them. Oh, they hit me. Never mind. The exact thing I did not want happened.
Ek is going to be using the funny clowns.
So we talked a lot about clowns, and I want to hit you with a fun definition you probably never heard before.
Here we go.
In order to defeat Dracula, I'm going to be utilizing the most powerful tool that the U.S. Army has, which is tactical clowns. You noticed earlier I grabbed these clowns, and what they work as is extra survivors. They will bait enemies in the game to attacking them as they would a survivor or a neighbor. If neighbors are near an enemy normally, they would want to attack. However, since Dracula's here, he has a weird obsession with clowns, so I drop a few. I go like this. The game lags a little bit because Dracula's just massacring these clowns. He loves beating on them.
Okay, there we go.
But the thing is, I don't want Dracula anywhere by this cheerleader. It's better that he messes with the clown than the cheerleader, because that would be really unfortunate. But that was a good level, Mark of the Vampire. The next level I have to be ready for. This one is a lot easier now, thanks to some TAS studying that Teddy Ross. But Zombie House Party, normally you had to waste a bunch of rockets. However, now I use the red potion. Also, remind me to get out the rocket. I need that. It's right there. I have it out. And now we turn into a giant monster. I'm just going to break through all these walls. If you have time for a donation, feel free to go for it. I'm just going to eat a burger and punch through all these walls. I think I'll unplug.
So, these walls, are these all houses you're moving through?
Yep. We're just destroying the neighbors' houses.
What kind of city is is it the standard? These walls look kind of metallic. It doesn't look like paint. It's almost like a trailer.
It's drywall.
Well, it's the same city where aliens are invading and zombies are everywhere.
What I like when you turn to the monster when you're playing is the girl character. She has the hat.
Oh, yeah.
She
It's
has
great.
the hat on.
Most people tend to like Julian's game. Like, normally I play Julian when I can't. Also, I'm doing the save again because I do not trust this level. I'm going to do a bit of a glitch here. I'm going to go down, blow up this wall, go up, touch this box, go back down. So this is going to work because this cheerleader will not have a spider instantly kill her. If I go straight down to the cheerleader, very frequently a spider will immediately go and kill her. The reason why is going down to that wall spawns the spider, but going up despawns it. So when I head back down and the wall's already broken, I can go much faster to grab the cheerleader, and it's much, much easier. Luke is coming to dinner, another easy level, because shoot, grab the health kit. I've been doing really good on my health kits and lives, by the way. That's been one thing I've been doing really solid on. Happy about that. Anyway, it is now time. Oh, yeah, do you have the Jason chainsaw, guys? Now it is time for giant ants. We had ants previously, but now we have giant ant farm. And it's more annoying than ants because now it's more ants, and they're red. And you know what red ants do? That's what,
They hurt.
yeah, they hurt. They kill you. As well, ants will steal your things. And they oh god, do not steal that. There's the red ant. They're much more aggressive and mean. Oh, dude, oh god, no, I messed. Thank you, ant. No, wrong ant. Wrong. Give me my, sir. Yep, there, you're dead. Ants are weak to bubble guns because I guess aliens beat ants at every moment of time. Also, fun fact, I like throwing around because I'm a horror movie nerd. The ants come from the movie Them. It's just an old horror movie that most people don't think about. But they have a reference. It's just giant desert ant monsters. And they're terrible because they will like follow you. Like if I go down, they'll go down, and they'll match my movements exactly. So the way to deal with ants is to freeze them until they no longer live. If you had a giant magnifying glass, the ants would probably be also met with, but I guess this doubles as a magnifying glass, the little ray gun here. Don't want too many points, though. It's a good thing that guy got stuck. So I talked about earlier about point values, and the thing with point values is, oh, thank you. I can't have too many. If I have too many, I'm not going to get a proper neighbor spawn on level 38. I need my neighbor to spawn at level 38, because every 40,000 points, you get an additional neighbor. It's the game's forgiveness policy going like, hey, you're doing good, you've earned back a neighbor. And the problem is, for the speedrun, it's a bit slower. So I'm going to get my bubble gun, I'm going to shoot this mummy.
Because
the mummy.
you're a serial killer.
Pretty much. Well, I didn't murder the zombies. I just lured them in a perfect path to murder everyone else. Is that really,
I didn't kill him. I just hired someone to do it.
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't even hire him. He was, like, enticed by my 3D glasses.
Oh, my goodness.
And now I'm 34. We are approaching the first major boss. I was Chainsaw Maniac as a fun level. Again, this is going to test your knowledge of rockets. It's all chainsaw, guys. in a factory. You don't want to make sure that not going to be too rough against you, and you have to be, again, this is why rocket management's good. Ammo management's very nice. I have a bunch that have more clowns. Clowns are nice against the rocket guys because they're obsessed with clowns, and they'll just chainsaw them until they're, I guess, squeaking. Like, the clowns make this laugh noise that will persist the entire time they get hit. It's especially bad in Dracula when you're just seeing bats and hearing the giggles of a mad clown the entire time. There you go. You can hear it. And it just loops is the weirdest part. It'll just keep looping. And it gets worse, and you lay down like 3 clowns at once, and it just rings to the end of time. So going on point values, I'm doing pretty good right now. I have 36,000. That's roughly what I want. Any more gets risky, and any less would be too low, because then I have to gather more points later. I have the items I need out, which is the flamethrower and the monster potion. There we go. And now I'm going to do one more of these safety things. There you go. The reason being is because Monster Phobia level right now is one of the riskiest levels in the speedrun. I mentioned there's a few, this one for a different reason. If you drink the Monster Potion too early, you end up despawning the cheerleader, which you cannot beat the game because you no longer have neighbors to save. But it doesn't count as her dying, so it's not a game over. You just are stuck in limbo. It's a weird glitch, and we're not entirely sure why it happens, but the way around it is just don't drink the Monster Potion earlier and then confirm she is there. Having the map out would also help, but we're not going to worry about that. I know for the more interesting part of the actual area, I'm ignoring these guys because I cannot have too many points. I'm doing good right now. I'm breaking walls when I need to, and I'm making sure I don't punch people, because also killing guys in addition to having too many points, at the end of the game there's going to be a credit scene, which is a part of the speed run, and you don't want that to go on for too long or else you will lose time. Anyway, the cheerleader is there, which is good, and now I'm going to bust out the flamethrower and my health kits, and we're going to destroy a giant spider. This is all based on how much damage I can do to it, which is why I want the flamethrower. There's not a lot of good weapon choices to murder this giant spider, which is one of the hardest enemies in the game by far. Like, this is what I was preparing for. You get a special item solely to deal with the spider. Oh, it's not being kind. There we go, and my point values are good for the most part. Let's make sure we're good, and please be there. She's there, thank God. And point values are literally perfect. Very nice. Like, that is solid. I'm very happy with the way this is turning out right now. Because now I have 39,500 points. I'm going to be saving a baby in this next level, and I'll hit 40,000. We actually saved the baby.
You're going to save a baby?
I'm actually going to save a baby, right?
You're going to blow up the giant baby?
Deliver a baby?
I'm not going to deliver a baby, but I'm not going to be rocketing a baby to death this time.
Why is a baby in a castle like this?
I guess because Dr. Tung wanted him here.
Because you said the neighbors are like kind of like fit to like whatever aesthetic the map is. Why is the baby in the castle?
Maybe he's the villain all along.
Oh, okay.
I know, now I have an extra bonus victim. I like how the game doesn't even call them neighbors. Sometimes it calls them victims.
Bonus victim.
Although victim is very accurate because Monsters of the Blue Lagoon, I'm immediately going back to one neighbor. This level is one of the worst in the game because of the Squidmen. Any level that has Squidmen is bad. Like, just keep that in mind. And you'll notice especially here because they're much faster than I am in the water, and they will immediately murder certain neighbors. Do I have a key? I do have a key. So, baby here, can I save you? I do. Baby is saved. And now we have the tourists, and I need them to die. So the way I do it is... sir? 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 Sir?
He wants you more.
He's not even...
That's bait.
Thank you. He did the work. What was it that first guy?
Oh my goodness. He was saving some for his friend.
Apparently. He just kind of went for it, I suppose. But now we're back to one neighbor, and that's what you want. Because sometimes they'll immediately hop out. They've killed the baby before, and that was really risky in that aspect. Destroy vampires is just kind of knowledge of vampires. So you get the cross, and that's your thing for the entire level. As well, you need dual knowledge of vampires. 1, you need the cross to avoid Frankenstein and vampires. 2, I'm laying down clowns so Dracula is once again distracted by their enticing laugh. He really just loves the laugh. I assure you, if you had clowns back in the days where Dracula was an issue, you know, in the old book, he would have instantly been defeated. Like, no chance. Right?
Yeah, because he'd go to bite on them, and I'm assuming they're full of air, and they'd just get nothing.
I like to believe that it's just like the Killer Clowns from Outer Space thing where they'll turn Dracula into cotton candy.
I've never seen that movie.
Really? You should watch it. Pyramid of Fear 2 is another Snakeoids level. Oh, I picked up sodas. Oh, wow. What the? That was a really good fight.
That was good.
Sometimes you get 1 cycles with the rocket depending on how much it takes through them, but that was extremely nice. We're hitting the last 9 levels of the game, so the game's going to get a bit rough. There's still a few easy levels, but like this one, for example, but the next level is going to be a bit more routing. I'm most worried about level 43. In fact, that is probably the hardest level to do if you do not have the proper tools. Luckily, I have the proper tools, so it's pretty easy. But like I mentioned, any level that has Squidmen, you do not want to deal with. They're really bad. After level 43, another hard level will be 46 and then 47. Martians Go Home is pretty easy. In fact, you get another burger in this level. I love how there's random floor burgers. Normally, you don't want to eat burgers you find off the ground, but in this game, it gives you 3 health. Oh, and I lost 1 of that health because get 2 of that health up. Thank you.
You've never eaten the floor burger before?
I was about to say, don't tell me how to live my life, Ag.
I don't drink floor.
You're missing out.
I don't eat floor burgers. I have some standard of living. Not a high one, but some. Anyway, I fired oh god, please don't. Thank you. I'm firing my rockets earlier because I'm lining up with certain hedges that I know to fire them, and I can travel while the rocket is traveling, which will be minorly faster while I make my way through these houses. Luckily for me, like, all the neighbors are in the same spot, and the baby's back.
Get some great RNG on the cabinets.
Yeah, the cabinets have been pretty rough in general. Like,
Yeah.
I check them personally because sometimes you can find skull keys or fast shoes. But if you're doing the game and just trying to go for like world record, you don't want to go for a lot of RNG unless you think you have the best luck in the world. If you're getting good enough luck to get world record in this game without proper skill, you can probably just I need a health kit out. There we go. And now blue potion, thank you. Oh god, spikes. I love this level because it's very straightforward. The enemy here is spikes. It's just spikes. There's a Wolfman, but
Spikes.
But
Spikes are
spikes.
dangerous.
Speaking of spikes, just want to remind everyone that we have only about, 10 minutes at most
Roughly
to
about.
raise more money for One Up in Cancer. Maybe a little bit more. Who knows?
Depends on the final boss goes.
Yeah, there you go. But we're close to the $3,000 mark, and there's even an added milestone at $32.50 bonus run. So it's up to you. You can try and win a cartridge. Just donate whichever amount you want. And 25 or more will net you a chance in the raffle. So keep donating. We can do this. I'm sure we can reach at least 3,000 before the end of the run.
We're doing pretty good right now. We have about, I want to say, 4 more levels. The next few are pretty straightforward. This one's always been a rough one to me because I never have my inventory proper. This is actually, like, all my speed shoes levels are be extremely back-ended. You notice I grabbed a lot of the shoes throughout the run. They're all back-ended shoe uses. Because this level, it's a long one, and I'd much rather run through. I use the mower the entire time because I don't have to worry about things like in my path. Like Frankenstein, you can't mow him to death, unfortunately, but the grass, you can mow to death. Because it's grass. Do-do-do-do. I love the little exit door music that happens every time. It's pretty good. There we go. Also, you may have noticed every 4 levels of the EVO pass through because the game acknowledges how impossible it is. It's actually easier to start at the end game and just beat it from there than to beat the game from level 1. As well, another speed shoes level. We have a lot of these. The levels right here are actually really easy. Like, you wouldn't think that the endgame levels are so easy, but since we have the shoes and I know the exact route, they're a lot easier than you would think because we're just running straight forward. Like, the military guy is always here, which the military guy has to be one of the funniest characters to me. He just has a gun. I have a water gun.
It is not doing anything.
Yeah.
He
Although...
looks very alert, at least.
All right. The reason why the water gun also works story-wise is because it's filled with holy water, and I guess, ants fall apart when they touch holy water. It's the thing that happens. This level is rough on rocket management because if you mismanage your rockets, it's bad. You need to get a skull key from over here, and then you make your way all the way to the end. I grabbed extra skull keys throughout the game, and I'm using them right now because there's 2 here. The game always gives you enough skull keys to beat a level, but you want more because having more will allow you to bypass having to grab other skull keys. And now comes the fun part, Gridiron Terror. It's like Invasion of the Snakeoids, but you're playing in the middle of a football stadium. The problem with all the football guys, if you hit them even once, you'll just fly across the map. It can get really bad if they're not nice to me. Let's see how they act, and I have to kill 2 of them. We got 1 on our tail. Yeah, there he is. We got 2 on my tail. Oh, guy missed. Come on. Good position, and he should be dead. Yeah, he's dead. Your turn. Your turn. There we go. 1, 2, 3. He's probably dead.
These remind me of
Very
the bosses
nice.
from
Yep,
A Link
very
to the
good.
Past.
It's similar. Like, in a way. Oh, God. Whoa. Thank you, football
But say,
man.
that's
Wow.
very, very good.
Yeah, they threw me to the right. That's good. I don't need to kill the last one because there's free skeleton keys that don't require me to kill the guy. In theory, if you got a really fast kill, it would be faster, but luckily, I don't need to worry about that. And now, I actually don't even need to make the safety save here because we're on the final boss.
Sure.
The run doesn't end on the final boss, weirdly enough, because the game makes you play at extra credits level. It's mandatory, so that's where you end the speed run. However, level 48 is going to be Curse of the Tongue. We're bringing the tongue to NoReset.
I feel like you should do the rest of the commentary with your tongue out.
Oh, that would be too. I cannot do that. I can't even speak with that. But the extra speed shoes would be quite nice. We're going to zoom through the level. Here's Dr. Tongue. He's going to vanish away after drinking a potion. It's vanishing juice, I suppose. I have no idea what he's actually drinking, but he's just gone.
He has a drinking problem.
He does. And he doesn't do it yet again in a moment here. Also, health kit right there. It's a secret one because guess what's going to happen. Also, points don't really matter right now. Early in the game, you don't want too many, but now we're going to be fine. And here we go. I have enough everything. A cheerleader should be up there, and let's go. It is time. You guys want to explain the fight? Why fight?
Oh my goodness.
So pretty much we're going to fight the spider again, but that's not where it's going to end. The boss has 2 phases. After this, the Dr. Tongue is actually just going to turn to a giant floating head.
Fire tongues at you.
Yeah. Shoot tongues at you.
Which has to be the weirdest way of describing a boss fight. What's his weapon? Tongues?
It reminds me of like games like Smash TV back in the day. Had some really weird bosses that did stuff like that.
And the best weapon to use is actually going to be the water pistol.
The water pistol.
I don't know why it does tons of damage. A lot of people think plates, but the thing is, I think the plate does mildly more damage, but the problem is it's not actually going to apply because this fires way faster. And I want to use Clown's position Dr. Tongue in one area, because the more I fire at him, the more he's going to start literally melting. He has 3 phases. Phase 1 is going to be him running around shooting tongues. There's phase 2 where he starts breaking up fire eyes at you, and then phase 3 he's a little bit more broken and he's just more aggressive. I'm doing pretty decent in the fight, not the best one ever made. All right, phase 3, almost done with this fight. It's been really good. And stay in place. Oh my
Nice.
god!
Good fight.
Wow.
That was nasty, really good. And now we are in the credits. We have about a good time to chill. Winner! But it's not time yet. We have one more level. And this is the part I talked about where killing enemies would actually just be bad because you get a timer, a little counter that's like, oh, you killed this many of each enemy. And it will tick for every enemy you killed. So if you killed like 100 zombies, it's ticking all 100 of them. But if you kill 0, it just doom, doom. And we know we're done when you hit the tentacle. You actually need to push start at the end of this because if you don't, then I'll just stay on winner forever. As much as I want to be called the winner for the next, 7 minutes, I do need to push the button when this ends. But this is pretty much the ending of the run. The last level is really easy. It's thrown in there. It's called Monsters Among Us. And it's just to teach you all about the, oh, we're the guys who worked on the game. I did this. And then you'll see the characters, and they'll give you little facts. Some of them look normal. Others look weird. And there are some enemies in the game. You can die here. I've had a run that was on PvP pace, and then I died at the very end because I was stupid. I didn't heal. I had no help. And Dr. Tongue really is one of the hardest parts of the run. I was actually really worried about Dr. Tongue. He is very rough to deal with. The fact that he cooperated so well is beyond me. Looking at the time right now, this is really good for a marathon. And the fight's been very kind to me. Anyway, I'm going to take this brief moment while it's still ticking down and saying winner to say I'm very thankful I've been able to run NoReset again. I did this last year. It was a good time. Thankful all the people on the couch for supporting me. Everyone who's watching right now. Everyone who's donated so far. I know we have the mystery bonus run, which might be caught up. I don't know if they have any more plans, but I know they're definitely happy to reach that, and with a lot of money is raised for cancer. Anyway, we have the tentacle right now. I'm going to be mashing start because it happened right there, and we're hitting the final level, the credit level. You have to play this, and then you'll get the score value, which Monsters Among Us. It's go down and right. And then you can just kind of spam weapons. Oh, not that weapon. You can just use the flamethrower. It's cool. You can see all the weapons while I use them. Yeah, the bubble gun. Oh, I did not have to hit him. I did have to hit him. Hit the cross, and you can just use everything. It's just a lot. You can see everybody. And then time ends on this door entry. So, time.
Yeah.
All right, 34:47, not bad.
It's a good one.
And I think we should name it, let's see.
NoReset.
Let's name it 1 Up, and then No R.
Hey.
There we go.
Yeah.
That worked.
And we had most points there. I think you put Mr. in.
Ebert.
Yep. But that was Zombies Ate My Neighbors at 80%. And I want to thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw, I do a lot of horror games and games like this. My name is Ecdycis, and you can find me there. I hope you all had a good time.
Oh, Ecdycis, thank you so much for coming,
Great.
submitting to NoReset once again. And when I said Zombie Ate My Neighbors and then we were doing selections, I'm like, well, this is what we need to end the marathon with. For some reason, I just had a feeling that this would be a good end capper to the marathon. And I think I was right, because this game, oh my God. I remember as a kid, I couldn't get past level 2 because I was just so frustrated with it. I didn't understand what I had to do.
I was pretty bad at this game when I was a kid. I played multiplayer, and it's just so much worse. Saving the neighbors gets really bad because there's so many of them. The game is easier when you don't have them. That's all I have
That's
Julie
for sure.
here. But
That's for sure.
It also makes sense because also it has the letter Z.
also, I have a little
Last run.
Julie pin, but I didn't actually play Julie, which is kind of weird. I played Zeke. I normally don't play Zeke. Most people play Julie. But I'm having one with Zeke. He doesn't get shown during marathons. Normally, I'm not radical enough. I didn't wear the 3D glasses, but I have them. I don't wear them because they actually mess up my eyes. I own them, but they hurt my eyes.
You own too many.
I do.
Well, we
But-
needed 2,900 for the glasses, but that being said, when we're done with this outro with your round and everything, we're going to go to an about 10-15 minute transition. We're going to get the post show ready and all that stuff. At the beginning of the post show is when we actually do the raffle for the cartridge and the console. So that's when you'll know right away if you've gotten all the loot that we had to give away. And basically, you have until we come back from the post show to actually do that.
Cool.
Any donation from that point onward, when we come back from the transition, then even if you donate after that, well, we will have the list of donators locked in. So if you want to get those donations in to have a chance to win the Ecdycis cartridge along with the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, then donate now. You have about 10-15 minutes left. And I just want to say thank you once again, Ecdycis, for just being here with us. And it's always an absolute pleasure having your runs at our events.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, big shout outs to all the people on the couch as well. You guys were amazing.
Yeah, buddy.
And thanks to all of you to coming to this show of ours and just, chilling with us, having a good fun, fast time. And yeah, I mean,
Thank you for hosting.
Thank
well,
you.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to be here. It's been amazing.
it's our absolute pleasure and privilege. So thank you so much.
All right.
That being said, we're going to go to a quick transition and then we'll get ready to say our goodbyes until the next event. So stay tuned. And like I said, it's time to donate for the raffle. It's your last chance, last call, 10 minutes. We'll be right back.